Hello guys, good evening. Magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Magandang gabi, good morning sa mga nasa ibang bansa. And then of course sa mga nasa Middle East, good evening sa inyong lahat or good afternoon. All right. So yeah, tonight we're going to discuss about taxation, which is effective tax planning. Okay, so I just want to clarify or to to state that itong effective Okay. So yeah. So I'm gonna lock the meeting room, guys. Okay. So welcome kay Agostina, kay Brian, kay Cañete, kay Sir Carino, Daniel, Genevieve. Wow, ang dami nating kay Kimberly. So sorry guys no kung hindi ko ma-shout out lahat. Okay? And then of course sa ating online listeners, kay Jeffrey, ayan, kay Wilsey. Okay, so anong year na ba kayo guys? Anong year na kayo or reviewing na ba kayo ngayon? Nagre-review na ba kayo? Tignan ko nga, mag-message nga kayo sa Facebook or dito sa ating chat room if ever na naririnig nyo ako. No, sagutin nyo lang is reviewee ba kayo or student? Reviewee or student, okay? So I'm gonna lock guys, no? Right now I will lock the meeting room. Okay? Yan, nilock ko na. So sa mga gustong humabol sa ating discussion, okay? Sa ating discussion, please go straight doon sa ating FB Live kasi nakalock na po ang ating meeting room. Ayun, so mga student, very good. Graduating, okay? Si Ma'am Catherine is a student. Okay, wow, ang dami nating student. Yeah, so this is very good guys. Ano? Tapikin mo yung sarili mo, sabihin mo good job at naka-attend ka for for this type of discussion, effective tax planning. So, ang mangyayari kasi dito guys is to let you understand bakit importante ang effective tax planning sa isang company. Okay? Para mas maiintindihan mo or mas isa sa puso mo bilang student or bilang reviewee, bakit kailangan mong i-master ang taxation. Okay? So, yesterday, tingnan nyo naman si Sir Remy, no? I think, ewan ko kung naka-attend kayo last night. So, Sir Remy discussed about corporate income tax or regular corporate income tax last night. Okay? So let's move forward guys. But of course, I would like to welcome or I would like to invite you sa ating CPA Online Review School. Okay. Which is our review school is accepting students or reviewees for as low as 6,500 lang guys until end of the month. So last month guys, 6,000 ang aming fee. Okay, so of course to give way sa ating mga early bird, okay, the fee is not the same anymore. So nag-increase po tayo ng 500. So habol po kayo no until end of the month. So 6,500 na lang po. So you will get the full course for that 6,500 and either by February, end of February or by early March, magkakaroon na po kayo ng access for October 2021 na batch. All right? So yeah, of course, coverage natin ay yung buong topics, or let us say the 6 subjects, okay? 6 subjects na for Sipale. All right? And one of our discussion tonight is about taxation. Okay? So practical approach of taxation for tonight. Why it's very important for you to understand ang taxation. So guys, again, I would like to invite you for only 6,500. Please enroll in CPA Online Review School. So without any further ado, let's move forward. This is Tristan Ian Cristobal. Thank you guys for coming in. In few seconds, we will start. Okay. So when you say effective tax planning, okay, yan ang gusto ng karamihan ng mga businesses. Okay? Kayo bilang estudyante, okay, wala kayong binabayaran na tax kasi wala pa kayong income. Pero on a straight line basis, for example, ikaw estudyante, may part-time ka. Okay? At ang net pay mo is more than the basic. Okay? Sabihin natin more than the basic. Okay? Subject ka sa tax. Alright? So, kapag ikaw naman ay estudyante pero may business ka na, okay? Subject ka sa tax. Okay, kapag ikaw ay estudyante, may baon ka, okay, syempre, hindi na yan. Wala nang tax yan, okay? Wala nang tax yan. But of course, at the end of the day, my point is, we are having the discussion for tax planning because I want you to understand the importance, okay? Importance of tax planning, importance why you need to master taxation. Okay? I want you to understand how to get proper tax planning pag later on naging CPA na kayo. Okay? So let's move forward guys. Yung importance ng... So technically, if you want to... These are the 4 ways of effective tax planning na magiging discussion natin, which is basically you have to master the Philippine taxation, which is palagi nating dinidiscuss dito for free itong mga discussion na to, and then of course doon sa ating CPA Online Review School group. Okay? Syempre, iba din yung exclusive. Meron kasi kaming exclusive na discussion for those reviewees na nag-enroll. Okay? And then of course, to have effective tax planning, you have to understand ano ba yung allowable deduction. Bakit kailangan mo maintindihan ang allowable deduction? Because yung sales mo or your income is subject sa deduction. Okay? So if let's say meron kang 1,000, subject yan sa deduction na maybe 800 or depende kung ano, kung how much yung deduction mo. Para lahat yan, para lahat tong income mo na yan is hindi matataksan kung magkano lang ang neto mo. Because ang sabi nga naman ni BIR is, hey, BIR, sabi ni businessman, may capital ako eh. Yung capital ko kasama sa sales. So dapat yung sales na yan, hindi yan, yung part ng sales na yan, na pinaikot ko ay kasama ang capital. So dapat yung capital hindi siya subject sa tax. Okay? So kung ano man yung deduction ko, dapat yun lang ang maging subject sa tax. Now the question is, ano yung mga allowable na magiging deductions for you? Okay? Sa business mo. Okay? Sa business mo. Ano ang magiging allowable? So that's why we need to discuss allowable deductions. So I will just give you a few examples, guys. Now I will not discuss in details. Again, if you want to have effective tax planning, you should know or you should have an existing tax compliance. Okay, money tax compliance. Kapag may penalty, additional Okay? Additional cash out to the company. Kapag cash out to the company, mababawasan ang cash. Of course, mas maliit ang kita, mas maliit ang capital na mahahawakan, walang mababawasan yung pang rollover na capital ng company. Okay? And then of course, it's very important as well guys to understand the nature of the business. Okay? The nature of the business. Hindi kasi ibig sabihin na magtatayo ka lang ng business. Yung business na yan, kailangan mong maintindihan ano yung nature ng business mo para alam mo yung applicable tax. Okay? Now, you can only perform this, or you can only know what are those things or these things if you were able to master the Philippine tax. Okay? So we will simplify the understanding. Okay? So technically guys, we are talking about business. So in Philippine taxes, when we are talking about business, papasok dyan ang income tax, papasok dito ang percentage tax. Okay? So these are the usual, no? Usual na binabayaran ng isang company. Income tax or ng isang business. Okay? Pag transfer taxes naman, of course, that would depend if there's a estate existing, if there's a donation, all right? And then of course, excise tax applicable to the liquors, kung ano man ang mga product na yan na subject to excise tax. And then, yeah, if your company is let us say, into loans, okay, giving loans, okay, so DST would become a normal part or a usual part of your transactions. Because again, if you have loans, that is subject to taxation. Okay? Now, again, we are talking about taxation. So to reduce, mastering the Philippine taxes to reduce Philippine taxes. Why? Because again, if you know yung applicability ng what are those coverage ng income tax, 'di ba? Meron yang individual, meron yang organization. When I say organization, nandiyan yung partnership, nandiyan yung corporation, nandiyan yung joint venture, nandiyan yung company, okay? So whatever kind of organization is set up, nandiyan yung foundation maybe, okay? So it's an organization. So from here, right? Pag ito naman, and then subject sa 30%. Pag organization naman, subject din sa 30%. Meron ka ding, i-discuss natin yan later on. No? I think diniscuss in detail to for the corporate income tax. Okay? Last night. So kung nandun ka kagabi, swerte mo na i-discuss in details. Alright? And then of course, the percentage tax, because again, what kind of percentage tax that is applicable to your business? Okay? Are you willing to have that 12% or are you willing to have that 3% percentage taxes? So it's very important guys, no, to master this. Kaya kailangan mong seryosohin yung taxation mo. Okay? Kailangan mong seryosohin guys. Kasi without understanding this, hindi mo makukuha kung ano yung applicable taxes, hindi mo mai-reduce yung business taxes. Okay? So again, this is a big scope. So for me, no, you focus on these three things, or let us say internal revenue taxes, para go to the basic. Okay, go to the basic. Pass the CPA board exam, kumuha ka ng experience para you can give an appropriate, effective tax planning sa iyong future clients. Okay? So let's move forward guys, ano, in terms of, again, the topic 1 is mastering the Philippine taxes. So not necessarily guys kasi na master mo lahat. Hindi hindi ganon. Malawak to. Ang taxation malawak. Yung corporate pa lang malawak na. So you could focus on corporate taxation. Okay? Or maybe you could focus on the individual. Okay? Kung gusto mo ng mga individual or sole prop na clients. So, depende sa'yo. Okay? Same goes yung mga percentage taxes and other taxes, value added tax. Okay? Next is the understanding the allowable deduction. So when you say allowable deduction, paano ba siya magiging allowable deduction? Magiging allowable lang siya kapag substantiated. Ano yung substantiated? Ano yung sinasabi niyan? By document. So, nandiyan yung official receipts, okay, SI, okay, sales invoice, na andyan yung contracts. And then, of course, there are instances na kailangan meron siyang withholding tax. Okay? Expanded withholding tax. Because there are instances na if required na mag-withhold ang company, again guys, this is very important. Possible na lumabas sa board exam. Kapag nawala ako guys, sorry. So, let us say, what I'm trying to say is, again, I'm gonna repeat. Okay. So, substantiated by documents, SI, OR, okay. Contracts, so whatever it is na supporting documents, pwede rin yung 2307, which is yung expanded withholding tax. So, meaning, if yung isang expense is required na mag-withhold ka, okay, kailangan ka mag-withhold. Kapag hindi ka nag-withhold, laki ng possibility na hindi siya magiging allowable. Dinidisallow ng what? Ng BIR. So for example, anong best example niya? For example, you have meron kang accountant or let us say lawyer or professional. Ay yung professional na yan is subject sa 5% na withholding tax. So dapat 10,000, 1 to 500 meron ka na i-withhold sa kanya. Okay? So ang ibabayad mo sa kanya minus 500, 9,500 lang dapat. Okay? Kapag hindi ka nag-deduct ng withholding tax for this, disallowable yan guys. Disallowed expense. Pwede din ang gawin mo para maging allowed is ikaw ang mag-shoulder 500. Sasabihin mo, neto yung 10,000 and then the company will pay the 500 para mas maging allowable deduction. That's possible. Effective tax planning. Paano siya magiging acceptable na deduction? Okay? And then of course, nandyan tayo sa sinasabi natin na tracking of your expenses. So, ibig sabihin, proper accounting of your expenses. Okay? Proper recording of your expenses. So, when you say accounting, recording, of course, papasok dito yung recording when you say is the proper classification, okay, ng bawat expenses. Because this is very important for your decision making. So baka mamaya yung transportation mo, let us say yung transportation expense mo, pumasok siya saan? Shipping expense. Eh yung shipping expense mo is part of cost of sales. Okay? But then, transportation pala is dapat part of your general and admin expenses. You see the difference on this? Kapag pumasok sa cost of sales, ang laki ng difference niyan pagdating sa may difference yan pagdating sa ano yung tinatawag natin? MCIT. Malaki ang difference niyan kapag ang ginamit mo ay ang chosen na tax mo ay OSD. Okay, so may difference siya guys ha. So you have to very careful, you have to understand the classification or the nature of the expense as well. So hindi lang record ng record. Okay? So ikaw naman in the future as tax accountant, hindi ka naman magiging bookkeeper, hindi ka naman magre-record, but you have to understand ano yung nature of the expenses. Okay? For you to give proper or more valuable information or decision, or let us say advice to your clients or to your company in the future. Okay? So, understanding the allowable deduction, yan. Ito yung mga example. So, technically, if you are in the top corporation, okay, you are allowed to you are required to withhold 2% or 1% depending on the nature of the expenses. So, let us say advertising and promotion, pag service yan, you are allowed to withhold, right? Percentage of that. Same goes with charitable amortization, depreciation, wala ka namang withhold dyan. Bad debts, you should have supporting documents on this, no? Hindi siya basta-bastang inaalaw na just like na inaalaw na maging allowable deduction. Dapat supported din to. Anong basis, anong ginawa ng company to say na uncollected na siya. Okay? Kapag provisions lang guys, or let us say yung sinasabi nating allowance for doubtful accounts, okay, estimate lang ang ginawa ng company without supporting documents, hindi yan allowable deduction. Okay? Commissions as well. Okay? And then of course, professional fees, ayan, director's fees. So ito yung mga yan. Okay, let's say PF, director's fee, this is subject to automatic na required expanded withholding tax. Okay, which is either 5% or 10%. Okay, interest as well, interest expense to, which is subject sa withholding tax, which is final maybe. Okay, janitorial, messengerial, so everything should be supported. Ito 5% rental. Okay, everything this lalo na to salaries ano to? Employee salaries. Okay? So, you should comply with this. Employer's contribution, when you say employer's contribution, ito yung SSS, Pag-ibig, at saka PhilHealth. Okay? These are allowable deductions. Transportation expense, training, seminars. Representation is subject to what? Ceiling. Okay? 1% or 2%. Depende kung ano yung nature. Again, guys, nature of the business. Okay, so these are examples of if you master the taxation, you can actually create an effective tax planning. Okay, and when you say effective tax planning, usually ang attack dito is ano yung mga deductions. It's very important to determine ano yung nature ng business, ano yung deduction na allowable for that business. Okay? So let's move forward on the... So guys, no, ito lahat tong dinidiscuss kong to, okay? Nasa topic natin yan, no? Taxation. Nasa topic natin yan. Yung allowable deductions na yan. Alright? So isa puso nyo, no, yung mga dinidiscuss natin. Okay, monitoring of tax compliance. So this is very important because for every non-compliance, there's a corresponding penalty. Okay, and then of course, sino ba ang may gusto ng penalty? Kung hindi ka nakakapag-record ng transaction, may penalty. Kung hindi ka nakakapag-bayad ng annual registration, may penalty. Kung ikaw ay hindi nakakapag-file ng tax mo, may penalty. Just imagine that, guys. For example, you are required to file 3 kinds of taxes, okay, monthly. Meron kang tax for compensation. Meron kang tax for, let us say, VAT. Okay? Meron kang tax for expanded withholding tax. So for example, compensation mo, hindi ka nakapag-file, automatic, minimum mo dyan, 1,000 pesos. VAT, automatic, minimum mo dyan, 1,000 pesos. Expanded, 1,000 minimum. This is just a minimum, guys. Yan yung tinatawag na, again, compromise. Kasi ang ating penalty, okay, ang penalty ay composed of what? Interest, ano pa? Surcharge, and compromise. Di ba? Interest, subject sa 20% per annum. Surcharge is 25% of basic tax due. So, ibig sabihin, kapag ang compensation mo may tax due kang 100,000, so dapat ang surcharge mo automatic 25,000 agad. May interest ka pang 20,000 per year. Okay, sabihin natin per year 20,000. Eh yung compromise mo magkano pa? Magkano ang compromise ng 100,000? Maybe 10,000? I don't know, I'm not sure ha. Estimate lang natin, no? So guys, just imagine that. For non-compliance, 55,000 agad for a simple 100,000. Merely 100,000 naging 155,000. So, di ba? Eh dapat naiwasan mo yan. Yung 55,000 na yan kung nag-comply ka. Just imagine that, guys. 100,000 lang yan. What if 1 million yan? So yung 1 million mo magiging 1,500,000. Ang sakit niyan. Na dapat naiwasan if nagfa-file ka on time. Okay? So guys, huwag yung babaliwalain yung schedule of penalties. It's very important again. Huwag yung babaliwalain yung diniscuss natin last time about effective monitoring or tax compliance in the Philippines. Okay, so these are examples of the non-compliance list na pwede mong iwasan as an accountant or tax consultant of your client or maybe of your company. You ensure na nare-register yung company, meron siyang annual registration, meron siyang COR, nagdi-display siya ng mga corporate documents. And you ensure na yung invoicing requirements ay nami-meet. Same goes with the bookkeeping requirements. And then of course, in addition dyan, nandyan yung monthly tax compliance na dapat sundin ng company or maybe quarterly tax compliance ng isang company. Okay? So, hopefully naintindihan nyo guys no, yung overall ng taxation. It's very important to understand neto. Kasi kayo bilang estudyante, I think ang tatatak sa inyo dito is kapag hindi kayo nakapag-master ng taxation, di ba? Tapos, ang hawak mo pag nagtrabaho ka is taxation, nasa tax department ka, yari na. Okay? So, don't compromise, no? Don't compromise. Kailangan mong maintindihan. Okay, so our last topic for tonight is the nature of the business. Bakit kailangan mo maintindihan yung nature of the business of the company? Because again, in taxation, magdedepende kasi may mga certain provision or let us say certain rules na kung saan applicable for certain business. Okay? So for education, depende yan, di ba? Kung magiging subject ka kung exempt ka, okay? Kung subject ka sa 30% or 10%, magdedepende. Kung services, magdedepende din yan, right? Kung yung services mo is less yung expenses or you have high expenses. Okay? So, ano yung pipiliin mo? And then of course, income. Gross income na nakikita mo for your company. Is your income less than 3 million or more than 3 million? Kasi at the end of the day, you have to choose kung non-VAT ka ba or VAT entity. Okay? Anong example nito? Okay? kung non-VAT or VAT entity, anong impact niyan? For example, for your 1 million gross revenue, pareho kayong ito ang non-VAT and then VAT. Okay? For 1 million, ikaw, revenue mo, 1 million din. Okay? But then again, ang impact neto sa selling price, guys, no? Or let us say, cash impact neto sa customer mo. Okay? I will not say selling price, no? Kasi pwede rin, selling price is inclusive of tax. Kasi kino-consider din to ng mga customer. Ito kasi, 0. So, 1 million. Ito kasi, subject sa 120. So, 1,120,000. So, there are consideration na kung saan yung company or your future customer might consider those people who are non-VAT kasi nga mas makakatipid sila rather than getting that VAT registered. Magdedepende rin if this supplier is VAT registered. If they are VAT registered, they really don't care kung non-VAT ka or VAT. Actually, they really care, you know, pag VAT ka. Kasi ibig sabihin, sa sales nila, na let us say 10 million, meron silang 1.2 million na output VAT. Ibig sabihin, yung 120 na nakuha nila sa'yo, pwede nilang ibawas doon. So if the VAT registered usually, no, VAT registered company, usually ang kinukuha nilang mga supplier is VAT registered din. Again, tax planning. Anong impact? Kasi kapag ikaw ay VAT registered tapos non-VAT yung supplier mo, wala kang input. Hindi ka mababawasan. So sayang yon, di ba? Which is savings mo sana. Technically, hindi naman siya savings, but at the end of the day, malaking tulong na hindi yung, let us say, yung 120 hindi lumabas. Malaking tulong yun eh. Okay? Ibig sabihin, wala kang cash outlay. As much as possible kasi sa business, you don't want to spend more. Spend less hanggat maaari. Maglabas ka ng pera, i-monitor mo talaga. Okay? So that's the impact. Meron pala, no? So graduated income tax naman. Ano ang pipiliin mo? Right? Graduated income tax ka ba? 8% tax rate, OSD, depende. Again, kung ang business mo ay mataas ang expenses, of course, you will choose graduated income tax rate. Kapag ang business mo ay, less expenses, usually wala siyang general and admin na expenses, either you choose 8% tax rate or OSD, depende na, no, kung saan ka makakatipid. So meron kang interpolation na gagawin dito. Meron kang assumptions na gagawin. So again, you cannot perform all of this if you do not know your taxation in the Philippines. Right? Hindi mo malalaman lahat yan. Kaya meron tayong mga clients because they don't know this. They need us. And kayo bilang mga CPA in the future, okay, it's very important na isapuso nyo ang taxation. Because again, ang laki ng impact nito dito sa Philippines. Okay? And then of course sa mga businessman and then sa inyo rin bilang CPA in the future. But then again, as a basic requirement, kailangan yung i-master itong taxation topic natin. Okay? Para you can pass the CPA board para makakuha ka ng clients mo or makapasok ka sa isang company. In the company, pwedeng pumasok ka bilang tax accountant, okay? Pwede kang pumasok bilang auditor, pwede kang pumasok bilang accountant. Okay? So, yung future dito sa taxation, I think mostly hindi na di-discuss kasi. Usually auditor pagiging financial audit ang dinidiscuss So nakakalimutan na ang ganda pag ikaw ay tax accountant. Okay, kasi you can give value, you can really give value to your business or to your company na involved ka. Okay? So I think that's it guys for having that effective tax planning. I cannot discuss to you in details kung ano pa yung mga ginagawa kong tax planning for my clients, but these are the basic. Okay, yung to have that effective tax planning, you have to master yung Philippine taxation para alam mo know first the basic, know first the right thing to do para you will know kung paano mo siya i-comply and paano mo siya i-design to be in compliance with the tax code of the Philippines. Okay? So that's it guys. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, you can email me or you can message us or you can actually message in the give us message in our yan. All right? So that's it guys. Goodbye. God bless.